Alright, this week I'm really gonna try and be in focus because let's face it, last week I was not in focus at all. My computer was, but I wasn't, so that's not the important thing. I'm the important thing. So last week we talked about networking before the move. Now we're going to be talking about networking after the move, which is also equally important because you want to have as many meetups as possible when you get out here. Are we in oh frick, I'm nervous. Am I in focus? I am in focus. So I made sure to have as many meetups as I could possibly have when I first moved out here because first and foremost, I wanted to talk to people about how they were surviving out here in LA because that way I could glean like how to do it too because I didn't want to move home. In fact, I've never actually thought about going back home as an option. That's never really seemed like something that was even going to happen at all. So I'm here. Here. Get over it. So I actually talked with quite a few people. In fact, that's what I spent most of my money on when I first got out here because I was unemployed for about 2 months. No, probably about a month and a half. I saw it as my job to learn as much as I could about LA as quickly as possible. My very favorite way to network is actually one-on-one. There are networking events out here and that goes for editors, actors, all sorts of things. For me, that's just not a personal preference of mine. If you like to network in groups, then by all means go ahead, but for me it's always felt very forced. Everyone's passing out their business card. No one genuinely wants to get to know the other person. It doesn't feel that way to me. If it feels that way to you, then go forth and do those wonderful things. But for me, I really appreciate getting together one-on-one and talking about our passions and what we want to do and why we moved out here. I think networking is very important, not only to learn more about the area that you've moved to, but also because you want to meet people and you want to make new friends. I mean, you can't survive all by yourself as much as maybe you think you can. You just can't. I get by with a little help from my friends. There's truth to that song. Never be disingenuine. Never immediately sit down and say, oh hi, it's so nice to meet you, when it's not nice to meet them. They're gonna frickin' know. Everybody knows when they're being lied to through their teeth. If not like forefront of their mind, they at least will think about it later and probably not help you in the process because no one's going to care about someone that doesn't care about them. We get real in this his house. Everybody out here I've noticed is very apt to teach. They love to teach how to survive out here and how to make it in the industry. I mean, like, if you sit down and one of the first things that comes out of your mouth is, hey, I'm running out of money and I really need a job, then that person's not really going to want to help you. Why all of a sudden does it become that person's problem that you are running out of money and you do not have a job? It's not their problem, it's your problem. And they are doing you a favor to meet up with you and discuss about living in Hollywood. So always remember that they are doing you a favor. When you start meeting with someone, ask them how they got started and ask them why they're passionate about what they're doing because they're just going to open up a wealth of information and you almost won't be able to stop the floodgates because people do get very excited when they get an opportunity to talk about what they're passionate about. That's why I get excited whenever I make these videos. Give the person a lot of opportunity to talk. Just listen. With good listening skills comes good networking skills. So you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so listen twice as much as you talk. Thanks, Mom. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Do not be disingenuine and don't think about using people because even though that might get you like one job or something, it's not gonna help you last for very much longer. So I mean, it may work for a little bit, but from what I've noticed is if you're just gonna end up using people, you're not gonna last for very long. And it doesn't matter how old you are and how much experience you have, it's not gonna work out. Don't use people. Always remember that the responsibility falls on your shoulders to take their information and use it in your own life. It's never the other person's responsibility to take care of you. That's me being helpful. Okay, one thing I definitely wanted to talk about. A very important thing to remember is patience and persistence when contacting someone out here. It's hard to keep up with all the likes and the comments and the Facebook messages and the YouTube messages and the emails from work emails from your personal account. It's just a lot to keep track of. And the text messages and the phone calls, oh my gosh, it just stresses me out just to think about all of this. Imagine you doing that and then trying to keep in contact with other people who are trying to learn more from you. It's hard. Simply because they don't respond back immediately through emails, text messages, or whatever, it doesn't mean that they don't want to talk to you. You need to remain patient and give those people the benefit of the doubt, because maybe they are busy, or maybe your email went to their junk mail for some random reason. Maybe you need to find another way to contact them. Find different ways. That's where your patience will come in, and your persistence with finding those new ways or those new forms of social media to get a hold of them. You try a lot of different ways to get a hold of a person and they're kind of coming across not like the best response. Don't be afraid to let go of possible contact. There's like 21 million people in the 6-county area. That's a lot of people. So if you lose one, then just move on and find another. If they don't want to talk with you, then they're probably not someone that you want to network with. So that's about as much as I have about networking after you get here. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. Also, if you have any requests of what you would like to see on this channel, I've already gotten a few requests. I will see you next Tuesday, and thank you so much for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe this video if you haven't already, and I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, bye noobs.